everybody, it's Simply Reborns here, and I thought I'd do this video because I've had a few different questions asking me how I seal my bottles and what glues work. So I thought I would show you 3 different types of glue and my opinion on them and how well they work and how effective they are at sealing bottles basically. So the glue types I've got is a hot glue gun. So basically you just put the glue sticks in the end, and this usually seals things like cardboard or wood and things like that. It's just like it's quite a good solid glue, and sometimes can be flexible but does peel off quite easily. The next glue I have is just the Wilko Let's Create PVA glue. I think this was like £1 or something like that, which is really good value for a whole bottle. I know this is good for making slime as well, so I have this one. So this is the Do Craft Stick It silicone glue, and I know this probably sounds like it's the best one since it's a silicone glue. I just know that silicone glues are really hard to find and get. This one is from the range, like the homeware craft store, the range, and it was only, I think it was £1.99, so it is quite a lot. Like, it's cheap but quite a lot for such a small tube, and I know as it is so like rare to be able to find, I thought I'd try out some different glues for you all. So the bottle I'm going to be sealing is the one that I got in a package opening from a lovely girl called Lara. I think I did a video of me opening the package as well, so I'll link it on the screen if you haven't watched that yet. And so I'm going to be sealing this Avent. It is 2 ounces and just really, really sweet. So what I'm going to do first is just prepare the bottle. So tea inside out like this, just so it's stuck. Once it's like that, you can screw the lid back on your bottle, and it sits quite nicely on top to give you like a working surface. This should work for all of your bottles when you're sealing them, just to put them on the lid just like that, and then that gives it a stable base for them to go where it won't fall over. The first one I'm going to use is the Wilko Let's Create PVA glue. So I've just put a blob on the end, and I know that's quite a lot, but I'm going to let it sink in for a little bit and then wipe around the edges. So it takes off some of it so it dries quicker, but just so it ensures it goes definitely into the hole we're trying to seal. So firstly, what I've noticed with the PVA glue is that it's starting to drip down the side where the glue is quite liquid. That may have been because I put quite a lot on, but it just isn't very like secure. It's quite messy coming around, so I just need to go clear that up. So now we just need to wait for that and see if it sets and seals. Next, I'm going to try and seal my Tommy Tippy 9-ounce bottle. I'm going to prepare the lid the same way. So for this one, I'm actually going to be using the silicone glue from the range. And so I'm just going to take off the lid. I have already taken off the little seal that was here. And what I like to do with the silicone glue is I like to put it really close up, like really close up onto the end, and then like rub it around, because then you get a nice flat layer. So what I've noticed for this one is where it's clear, it's going to dry clear, and so you will barely see it. I've put quite a bit on there, but I'm just going to rub it off with a cotton bud again, a little bit off around the edges, and so when the milk actually goes into the bottle, you're not going to see that it's sealed, and it will look much more realistic. So I've just wiped off some of the excess, and I'm now going to leave that one to go dry as well. The next bottle I'm going to try and seal is this little 5-ounce one. I use the glue gun glue for this one. I've never actually used glue gun to seal a bottle, but I don't know if it's waterproof, so I don't know if it's going to work with using the PVA glue, because I think it is water soluble as well, so I don't know, especially the children's ones, so I don't know if it's going to work as well. So my glue gun is on. I've just put a bit of paper underneath so it doesn't drip off. I'm just going to try put it onto the hole now. So you get like the stringy bits off of it as well, and my initial reaction is that you have to have quite a big blob on the end, just because that's how it comes out. So I'm going to try move it around and see. There we go. See, it's like stuck already, even where I was like fiddling with it, so I'm just going to press it down and see if I can get it into like a better position. So you don't get much time for it to dry. It's covered well, but it's quite like on top of the surface, so I worry it's gonna like peel off. We'll wait and see. So whilst the other two are still drying because they take a longer time to dry, I'm going to test out this one. I'm worried it's going to peel off. It's made it quite stiff, but it has actually covered really well. So I'm going to flip it through, if I can. Try flip it back through the right way. And already, as I've gone to flip it through, the glue has come off. This is what I worried was going to happen. So the little bit of glue has just peeled right off. So the little bit of glue has just peeled right off, and I worried that was going to happen. So if I do that again, the same thing's just going to happen. So unless you can do it when it's already inside, so you don't have to turn it inside out, just like that, and try to get your glue gun inside, you might be able to, but you wouldn't be able to like flatten it out. It's not going to work. So the glue gun is a no-go for me. I wouldn't use it again to seal them. I didn't think it was going to work, but it was worth a try. So just letting you guys know that a glue gun doesn't work to seal your bottles. It would probably resist the water for a bit, but it's not going to stay there. It's not very flexible. It doesn't stick to the silicone very well. So the A-Vent bottle is actually still quite wet, the top of it, but PVA glue just takes ages to dry. So I'm going to test this one, which was the silicone glue from the range, and it seems to have dried quite well already. So I'm just going to try to turn it back the right way. This takes like a couple of hours to dry, but fully dry in 12 hours, it says. So that flipped back so much easier, and you can barely even see that there's even glue on it, which is really good. So I'm just going to put it back inside here. I've just filled it with water and I'm about to test. Even if I like squeeze it, nothing is coming out. So that is by far one of the best sealants I've ever used. Like, you can't even see it and nothing is coming out. So I'm really, really impressed with that. So for $1.99, I only had to use a tiny bit. I would definitely seal all my bottles with that in the future. If you're in the US or Australia or somewhere different that doesn't have a range store, just look for a glue in your craft section of shops, maybe places like, I don't know, like Michael's or maybe even Target has something like that. Just a silicone glue. That's just one of the cheap ones. You don't need anything special. Just like this. So this is just the one I got. So compared to the glue gun one, this worked really well and I really recommend it. So the silicone glue is a definite use again. So the PVA glue has finally dried. I'm just going to turn it the right way around and then test and see if it leaks. I checked on the bottle again, and as I turned it back inside out, the glue came off. So I tried to do it again. I filled it in holding it like this, see if that would make any difference. But I don't know if you can see from like the outside, but you definitely can from the inside. The glue has just come straight apart from the edge of the silicone. As you can see, it's just falling around in there. It's not actually sealed or covered the hole. So this one was a bit of a fail as well. It's actually coming out. So out of the 3 different glues I tried, only one of them worked, and that was actually the silicone glue, which kind of makes sense because it is sealing silicone. But I wanted to show you guys how I did it and to test and see if it worked, to save you guys time instead of using it, because I know a lot of people have PVA glue at home, most people have a glue gun, but not many people can find silicone glue. So I know it is more specialist and harder to find, but it is the one that worked. So if you are looking for something good to seal your bottles, then do look for a silicone glue. If you're in the UK, all the range stores sell it for $1.99, so you can get the same one I had. If not, you can order it online. I've seen it on Amazon as well. So this video has been helpful to you and has advised you on what you need to buy and where you can get it from. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe. Bye!